Hello students, in the last session we had discussed about the maxima and minima of a given function. So let's recapitulate once again what is the global maxima and global minimum. So if a function f is defined on closed interval a comma b to r, so assume that this is a function y is equal to f of x, and when we say the function is a global maximum at the point x is equal to c is when f of x is less than or equal to f of c, means this value should be highest among all the outputs. So for all x belongs to closed interval a comma b, so all the outputs should be less than f of c, then this f of c is called global maximum value. At what point? The point of global maximum is x is equal to c. Similarly, coming to the global minimum, it is also similar. If the function is defined on closed interval a comma b to r, then when we can have a global minimum in a function is if f of c, means if this is a point and all the outputs will be greater than f of c, or we can say f of c is a value of c which will be less than or equal to f of x for all x belongs to closed interval a comma b. Then f of c is said to have global minimum value at what point? At x is equal to c. So this is for about global maxima and global minimum. Now we'll discuss about local maximum and local minimum. So we'll see what is the relative maximum and relative minimum of the function, given function y is equal to f of x, defined on closed interval a comma b. So assume that if c1 is the point of local maximum, means if you take a small neighborhood of c1, a small interval neighborhood of c1 means with some delta distance, c1 plus delta and c1 minus delta. So in this interval, all the values f of x should be less than f of c1. Then the point f of c1 is the local maximum, and the point x is equal to c1 is the point of local maximum. So this is the point of local maximum. So in a small interval, this will be the highest value. Coming to the local minimum, again if you take a small interval of a neighborhood of c2, a small interval with some delta 2 distance, so this will be c2 plus delta and this will be c2 minus delta. So in this interval, f of c2 will be the least value compared to all the values in the interval c2 minus delta, c2 plus delta. So in this, what will be the condition? F of c2 will be less than or equal to f of x for all x belongs to the neighborhood of c2, that is c2 minus delta delta 2 comma c2 plus delta 2. So in this way we can find local maximum and local minimum. So this local maximum is also called relative maximum and local minimum. So this will be a local minimum, and this local minimum is also called relative minimum. Now suppose if the function has a maximum or minimum at a given point, then we'll see the derivative of that function. What will be the derivative of this function? Now we'll go for a theorem. So what is the theorem? Says that if a function attains a maximum, means suppose if the function has a maximum or a minimum, now we'll see what will be the derivative of that function at that point. So the theorem is, let f be a function defined on a neighborhood of a, means we have to take a small open interval which contains a with some delta distance. So let f be a function defined on a neighborhood of a, and f dash of a exists, means the derivative of that point x is equal to a exists. If f has maximum, or minimum at this point, then the derivative of that function will be 0. So how it will be 0? Means suppose a function attains a maximum, or we can say minimum, then at that particular point the slope of that point will be 0. So we will have the statement. Suppose let's have the graph 0 x y. So assume that this is the curve, y is equal to f of x, and assume that this is the point A. So f is a function defined in the neighborhood of A, means we have to take a small neighborhood of A with some delta distance. So if I choose delta distance, this will be A plus delta, and this will be A minus delta. I hope that this graph is clear for you. Now in this interval, as per the definition of maximum, what we can say, what is our, when we can have a local maximum, is all the values should be less than or equal to f of a. Okay, so assume that, so state a proof. So if let us take a maximum value at a. So assume the function f attains maximum. So let us take local maximum at x is equal to a. Therefore, what is our condition? F of x is less than f of a for all values which lies in this interval. For all x belongs to a minus delta comma a plus delta. Okay. So now assume that, so let us say a point is in between this point x. So where this x lies now? A minus delta 2, in between a minus delta and a. Then if x is there, then this will be the output f of x. So this is our definition, that is f of x less than f of a for all x belongs to open interval a minus delta comma a plus delta. Means when this is possible, when there exists a delta greater than 0, means which is a positive, small positive real number. Suppose if x lies between a minus delta to a, means if a minus delta is less than x less than a, means if x is a value which lies between a minus delta to a, then what about the slopes? F of a is this one, f of a, and this is f of x. Now then f of x minus f of a by x minus a will be what? X minus a, that is f of x is smaller than f of a. F of x is this point and f of a is this point, means the difference f of x and f of a gives the negative value, and x minus a is also positive. X is less than a, then x minus a will be less than 0. So f of x minus f of a by x minus a will be this will be negative, negative, and this gives positive. F of x minus f of a by x minus a. So the rest, this part gives a greater than 0, means which is a positive value. But when we when x approaches to a, then what about the limit? Limit x tends to a, means still if you move from left side and reaches to a, then f of x minus f of a by x minus a will be greater than 0. So from where x is approaching to a, from which side? Left side, means which is will be positive or equal to 0. But it gives to what? The derivative f dash of a minus will be greater than or equal to 0, because it gives the derivative of the function at when x is approaching to a from left side. So that is f dash of a minus is greater than or equal to 0. So assume that this is 1. So the left hand derivative is greater than or equal to 0. Now assume that if this is a point, if x lies between, if x lies between a and a plus delta, then what happens we'll see. If a is less than x less than a plus delta, if a is less than x less than a plus delta, then what about the ratio? Then f of x minus f of a by x minus a will be positive or negative, will see. So f of x means this portion, f of x means this is f of x. Now f of x is smaller than f of a, but the difference f of x minus f of a, f of x minus f of a will be negative, and x minus a, as a is less than x, then x minus a will be positive. So overall the difference f of x minus f of a is negative and x minus a is positive. So what we can say is less than 0. So the ratio will be less than 0. Now x is approaching to a from which side? Right side. Now we will see limit as x tends to a plus, means when x is approaching to a from right side, then the ratio f of x minus f of a by x minus a will be less than or equal to 0. So this gives to what? It is the right hand derivative at what point? A. So this will be f dash of a plus will be less than or equal to 0. So this is our equation. So what we have assumed is, if the function attains a maximum at x is equal to a, the left hand derivative is greater than or equal to 0 and the right hand derivative is less than or equal to 0. But, and what is our condition is, and f dash of a exists means the left hand derivative at a and right hand derivative at a both should be equal. But if you compare 1 and 2, when they will be equal is only one possibility, that is f dash of a minus, if it is 0 and f dash of a plus is 0, then both are equal, then we can say f dash of a exists. So from 1 and 2, f dash of a will be 0. Means if at all the function has a maximum value, local maximum at x is equal to a, then the slope of that point will be 0. Means we can have a tangent which is parallel to x-axis, which is a horizontal tangent which will be parallel to x-axis. This is only a necessary condition, and we will see the sufficient condition whether it is true or false. So this theorem is for what? If the function attains a maximum value. Now assume that there is a point C. Now what happens if the function attains a minimum value? That we'll see the proof now. So in the previous we have taken that if f has maximum at A. Now we'll see the proof what happens if it is minimum at A. So assume that f attains minimum at x is equal to A. So when, as per the definition, if there exists a delta greater than 0 such that f of A should be less than f of x for all x belongs to A minus delta comma A plus delta, means f of A should be least value among the outputs which exist in between A minus delta to A plus delta. Now we will see. So this is a curve. Let us take O x axis, y axis, x axis. Now if you assume that this is A and let us choose a small interval with some delta distance. So this will be A minus delta and this will be A plus delta. So this will be what? F of, okay. Suppose this is x value, means if A minus delta less than x less than A, means if x is a value which lies between A minus delta to A, then this will be f of x and this will be f of A. But which is greater compared to f of A? F of x is greater than f of A. So then f of x minus f of A by x minus A gives to what sign? We will check it. So f of x and f of A. The difference f of x minus f of A will be positive. So because if you compare, this will be f of x and this will be f of A. The difference f of x minus f of A will be positive, and x minus A, as x is less than A, because x is a point which is left side of A, means the difference x minus A will be negative. So f of x minus f of A is positive and x minus A is a negative sign, means positive by negative sign. So what we can have is total ratio will be less than 0. Now, so limit x is approaching to A from left side. So when x is approaching to A, minus f of x minus f of A by x minus A will be less than or equal to 0. So what we can have is f dash of A minus will be always less than or equal to 0. So assume that this is the equation 1. So now we'll see what will the right hand side. Now x is a point here. Then if x lies between, if A is less than x less than A plus delta, then what will be the ratio? So this will be f of A and this will be f of x. Again, f of x minus f of x means f of A is smaller than f of x. So again what we can have is then f of x minus f of A by x minus A will be what? So f of x minus f of a is positive, and x minus a, as x is on the right side of a, means the difference of x and a will be positive. So f of x minus a will be greater than 0. Now we will see the limit. So when limit x tends to a plus x is approaching to a from right side, f of x minus f of a by x minus a is greater than or equal to 0. So we can have is f dash of a plus will be 0. Okay. So not 0, it is greater than or equal to 0. So second equation. But comparing 1 and 2, so the left hand derivative is less than or equal to 0, right hand derivative is greater than or equal to 0. But the statement says that f dash of a exists, means both left hand derivative and right hand derivative should be equal. So for what case these two are equal, means when it is only equal to 0. So from 1 and 2 we have f dash of a will be 0, means if at all the function has a maximum or a minimum at a particular point, there we can find the slope of the tangent is 0. So in this, if at all the function has a minimum, the left hand derivative is a negative and the right hand derivative is positive, means it is jumping from a negative to positive, then we can have the local minimum. Similarly, for a maximum, if a left hand derivative is negative and right hand derivative is positive, means jumping from positive to negative, then it will have a maximum. So we'll see some problems and we'll see what is the sufficient condition. So what is the statement says that if f dash of a exists, then f has maximum or minimum, then f dash of a is 0. Suppose if the function has maximum or minimum, then it is compulsory that the derivative of the function is 0. But if the sufficient condition is true, means the converse of the theorem, that is, if f dash of a is 0, then can we have the function as maximum or minimum is true? Now we will see with one example. So we will see the converse of the statement. The converse of the theorem is not true. What is that statement? Suppose f is a function defined in a neighborhood of a, and if f dash of a is 0, then f need not have maximum or minimum at x is equal to a. So we will see the example. Let y is equal to x cube. As we know how the graph will be. So this is the graph of the function y is equal to x cube. Now first we will find out for what point of the curve it is 0. Now dy by dx is what? D by dx of x cube is 3x square. So f dash of x is 0, implies 3x square is 0, implies x is equal to 0. Now we will check whether at x is equal to 0 has maximum or minimum. Means if you take a small neighborhood of 0 with some delta distance, means with delta distance, what we can have? Can we have a maximum or minimum? Now if we take a small neighborhood of 0, that is, can we have f of x is less than f of 0 for all x belongs to open 0 minus delta comma 0 plus delta? Is all the values are less than f of 0? What is f of 0? F of 0 is 0. Means can we have all the values which are less than 0? No, because there are some points which are greater than 0. Means in this case we can't say it as maximum. Or is f of 0 is less than f of x for all x belongs to opening to 0 comma minus delta 0 plus delta. You choose delta as 0.1. Then what happens? If I go for 0.1, then this will be 0.1 and this will be minus 0.1. So can we have, is this f of 0 means 0, f of 0 means 0 cube 0. Is all the values are greater than 0? No, there are some values which are less than 0 also. Means 0.1 or 0.001. If x is equal to 0.001, then the function will be 0.0001, which is less than 0. Means we can't find a value which has maximum or minimum at x is equal to 0, though it is the derivative is 0. So that is the converse of the theorem. So if a function has a maximum, then at that point the derivative will be 0. But it is not true in all the cases. If the derivative is 0, then the function may or may not have the maximum or minimum. So based on this, in the next session we will try to find out the maximum and minimum by using the first derivative test, and we will go for the problems. Thank you.